Hi guys, welcome to another Computing Corner video. In this video, what we're going to be looking at is the analysis of Windows 2000 and everything else that is made part of it. So we've got then some Microsoft Office 2000, which we've looked at some of it in Windows ME. And then we've also got Visual Studio 6. We're now a Visual Studio and not just Visual Basic, because we're now got four different programming languages instead of the one. So we'll start with that first. This is what we're looking at the moment, but what we want to look at ideally would be what I'm updating at the moment, which is my ring counter. So everything is looking normal. But then what I want to try and do is just update it, so then we've got that. But what I want to do then at that point is just update the timer. So it then says thumbs button dot enabled equals false. Let's sort that out. And that takes care of that. But that's not doing anything. No, because I put it in the wrong place. Let's try it now. I put it in the if statement rather than outside of it. Yeah, so now the damage bit's disabled. As well. That takes care of that. And I think that's all we need to look at. So we'll just make the rings counter there, which I'm going to replace. And I'll say yes to all because that now upgrades it to version 6. But what I want to do is put that into old documents. And that one I think I want to hide. I wonder what's in that folder. Yeah, I think I ought to hide that because that's for Windows updates. I think I might be able to delete that actually because I set up Windows 2000 to run on D. Okay, I'm just going to hide it then. And that thus. So the one other thing that you wanted to look at is if we look at Binder, because this is the last version of Windows, well, this will be the last version of Office to have Binder. That's what we're looking at here. And then you want, if you want to add from File, that's what we're looking at. but you can do all files if you choose to. So that, I'm hoping, will allow me then just to put my binder inside the binder section. And that gives me that as well. So let's come out of that. Click no, because you can only really do Word and Excel. I've also noticed that I now have Internet Explorer 6 with Windows 2000. This is Service Pack 1 as well. So I'm going to try a few bits. Let's look up google.co.uk. And then I'm going to go really mad and try TikTok. Will it work on... No, of course it won't work on Windows 2000. What am I doing? Bit too modern for that. Let's look at YouTube. Now, I have a funny feeling that I don't think it's down to just how old the system, down to how recent the search engines are. It's because of the fact, it's more the fact that these can't take the pressure off the HTTPS, because everything's more secure these days. Let's have a look. I better not look at that. Although if I want to do images of it, I appear there and there, and sadly that's about it. But if I type in my actual name, I'm there, I'm practically there. And I also, oh hello, I've got a page of, okay, that's not being displayed. I'll have to have a look at that, because I find that rather interesting. Next thing I wanted to look at, while I think about it, is we'll have a look at just sort of what I'm going to do eventually is I'm going to turn that into an Access database, because I'm going to stop using Works after a while. So the best way to go about that is to go into Access, and I'm going to start from there. And then I'll go into my filing cabinet. That's interesting. I've got setup files for Windows updates in my D drive. Most likely because I've tried to set up Windows 2000 on my D drive. But that will change at some point down the line. So what we'll do is I'll just do Windows version so far. I'll put that there. Create table in design view. So now you can do tables, queries, forms, reports, pages, macros, modules. Let's go for a table. But in actual fact, let's go for a form. This is what the form looks like. And you can also do groups as well, which comes in very handy because that's what I want to put in for my stats. Like that. And the label names, well, I know I've got and that. Next. Don't want a default, and that looks good. And we have that. And then what I want to do, just going to try something a moment. If that doesn't work, I'm going to have a look at something else. That might not work. Just thought that might not actually work. So what I'll do then is I'll do my usual, just do my usual. Can I get rid of those? There's the form, there's the data sheet view. I think I ought to go for a wizard. Let's get rid of that. Right, we better do a table first then. Okay, so we want, then let's do operating system, and that would be text, and then we've got year released, and I'll do that as a text as well. And then we want, I'm just going to go into works again. And we go into my D drive. So now I can work out what we've got there. I can then just transfer that over. So I want then to do hard drive first. And I'll put that in gigabytes. Do that so I can now make that a number. And then RAM in megabytes, which again then will become a number. And then we want to do cores. That's that bit. And then we want the file system, which I'm going to put as a text there as well. And then what we'll do is we'll leave that as it is. Although primary key isn't required, it's highly recommended. No. Although if I were to have done a primary key, that would have been the operating system. And then I'll click that. And now I can do the form. Click next. And then we'll do, let's do justified with that. And then we'll go blends. And then with that in mind, you can then do the following. And then obviously one. And then that. And then what we do is when we go back to the datasheet view, that's what we've got there. We can then just sort that out. We go back to, let's just save everything so far. And then I can close it off. Because what I'll do, that's now 336 kilobytes. I can then ultimately replace this. But what I do need to do first is obviously move everything across so that I can then move the data across, which I can then take care of off screen. So with that in mind, we can now go on to the next part, which is front page, which we've not seen front page 2000 yet. This is now integrated into Office 2000. This is now integrated into Office. And then I'll just do that. Oh, and I've been reverted back to, I've just been reverted back and then that may explain as to why it's happened like that. Go for default and 3. Like that. And then I think we'll just save that as it is. And I'll put that into D drive as well. And then I'll close it off because I'm going to test that out. There it is. And then of course we'll look at update. We'll look into updating that as and when it evolves. I might not be able to do much more to it because front page is phased out later on down the line. So I think I might have to switch to somewhere else. But the thing I want to look at is Yes, you can open it with Notepad. Which is brilliant. So that's that bit sorted out. You can change your font to anything you want. Another thing I wanted to look at also is the games. Now, this is the last server version. I'm not too sure if there are any if the server of this has got games in it, but all the other server systems after this one certainly don't. But let's go into Pinball. Let's see how we do here. What's that? $15,000 skill shot. I do like that sound effect though when after your ship's been refueled. The left-hand side refuels the ship. Oh no! Oh, that was rubbish. Redeploy. So we do target practice. Let's do some target practice. Oh, come on. Done. Target practice, which is those. 8 of them. Those 4. The question now is whether it's counted those 3 there. Here we go. Oh, I've got 1 left. I have no chance there. See if I can get 75,000. No, that's 30,000. 1 light or 4 lights will give you 30,000. 1 light or 5 lights will give you 15,000. 2 lights or 4 lights will give you 30,000. 3 lights will give you 75,000. Whereas the 6 lights will give you just 7,500. Oh, that's absolutely rubbish! I mean, I didn't even make it to 1 million. Is that bad? But it's now going to come up with the high scores at the bottom. I could easily beat that. Yeah, 681,250. and then you want the following. Oh, you've even got system information as well, which comes in handy. I mean, look at that. So we've got then Service Pack 4. It's Windows 2000 with Service Pack 4. And then you've got that as well. But and also what I wanted to look at is if we then do Task Manager, this is sort of where we're introduced to this, and then you've got your performance there as well. And that tells you what you're using out of your RAM. And you can widen it out as much as you want. That's showing it digitally. That's just, yeah. Like the look of that. And then the next thing I wanted to look at, where I just sort myself out, I've just sort that out. And then with that in mind, we've now got, it's a part of Office, the drive, which is it's the SQL Server. And then with that, let's have a look at map point. That's going to want the disk. That's not a problem. We'll just put that disk in. We want to do it's Office 2000. There's map point. And there you go. And this is what we're looking at. And then we just zoom in like that. This is all the places that we get to go, but unfortunately I've never left the UK. My friend wants to take me to France, which I do want to go to France. That'd be nice. And we just have a look at that. That's Andorra. And then we've got Austria as well. Czechia, Slovakia. It's hard to imagine those two used to be paired up to make Czechoslovakia. And you've got those as well. And there's Turkey. Now, interestingly enough, there's Istanbul. Now, Turkey is considered part of what we call Eurasia because of where it's based. All we know is it forms a rectangle. Let's have a look at the rest of the UK. Oh, I'm zooming right in. So I've been to a few of these places, including the ones that have been listed, the ones that are listed. I haven't been to Swindon yet. I mean, obviously, I was born in Portsmouth, but that's just saying something. But I just want to zoom in over here. This is what we're talking about. Love it. That's where the DMC neighbourhood is set. Although I am looking at extending that as well. There's Shrewsbury. It's got to be around here somewhere because it's just to the north of Birmingham. And down there would be just that for France. I did have a road map of France, which was interesting. So let's get rid of that. And let's have a game of solitaire. But before I do that, I've got some unfinished business with Minesweeper. And the good thing is we've now got sound. Ah, right. That means I've failed. Ah. It's going to be there. Right. Didn't want to do that. Ah. Whoopsie. Didn't think about that one. Well, there's the one. Now you've got to be within you've got to be within that radius, so I'm thinking it'll be those two. I was right about those three, but then I got hit by one, so like I did there again. 1, 2, 3. It's got to be those three. Ah, I've got two wrong. And I tell you where you've gone wrong as well. I was trying to isolate that, like that. Let's see. Oh no. 2, 2. Got 3. There's 2. Ah! I'll try again. Right, there's 1. I think the trick behind that is not do that. And yeah. Ah! Oh, that one was wrong. Oh, because there was only 2 and not 3. But there's one. Ah! There's one. There's another. Okay, well, I'm hoping they're right. No! I've got that. I was so close. Let's try again. Okay, there's the one. And we want them to just go. Not that. That was wrong. Ah! Ah! No! Got a whole load. Okay, well, they're the four. Ah! Of course. I'll do this one. Okay. This is what's going to happen for shits and giggles. So, first off, what will happen if you eventually win? This happens. And then you've got his sunglasses on. Yeah, you still fail even with this big field. So this is what happens when it's ridiculously easy. Until that happens, but that was straight away. And then we'll look at what happens when it's ridiculously hard. Like this. I mean, yeah, there's absolutely no way that you're going to ever go through that. But 7, so I'm assuming it would have been no 7. I was wrong. It was that. Yeah. 8. So that's all of. So 8. So that's all of them. So that tells you how many squares, how many of its surrounding squares are covered by mines. And if you've got a number 8, that will be all of them. Let's go back to the beginner. I'll do one more on here. Didn't want to do that. One, two, three. Oh, okay. There was a 2 under there. One, two, three. That's going to be that one there. was right. I'll do one more and then I'm just going to stop for a moment. Okay, well, join me back in a bit because I'm expecting a phone call shortly, and I'm going to take you through some extra bits around Windows 2000. Join me back in a bit after this. And I'm back, and with that in mind, I have been sorting out the different, I've just been playing different games of Minesweeper just to see how it would work and see if I'd get any luck. I've got down to the last, there's been times where I've got really close and still failed, but I was just that far away from winning. We don't have hearts, but we do have free cell, which I want to have a look at. See how well I do here. Well, we've got 5 there, which I'm going to put down here, and then there's the 10. Put the 5 and the 4 over there, and that. And then you want, I'm going to put that one up there for now, because I can then put that back. And then with that in mind, you will need this is going to be interesting. Already I'm stuck. But we just take care of those. And then I'll put that down there and there as well. I'm just trying to work out where I'm going. Aha! And I can move 3 cards. That frees them not up. Let me just put that over there. Got to be careful because I can only move 2 cards at the moment. And if you try it, it'll just say, that move requires moving 3 cards. You only have enough free space to move 2. So that move is absolutely fine, but that's not. However, I can at this point free up a space. And I can move more than 1 card at the moment if I'm going from one pile to another. But when you start a new pile, it's only the 1 card. Aha! I just spotted something. Let me have a look at. I think I'm going to have to do this then. And then we have that up there. That gives me the 2. I've got all blacks up there, so that's put me in a dangerous position already. So I've only got clubs and I've got a club and 3 spades. And then we've got then at this point, that move requires moving 3 cards. You only have enough free space to move 2. Just yeah, I can only move 2 cards. I'm just trying to work out where that 3 is. The 3, that's there. Let me let me just play another game quickly. Put that down there. Before, and then you got that. And then after I've done this, I'll take you around some extra features of Windows 2000. Although unfortunately there are no compressed folders in this version of Windows, which is a shame. Put it over there. I wonder how many cards can I move at once. Do 3 there. The ace is there. Put that down there for now, so I can then put that over there. Once the cards go up on the top right hand side, you can't take them back. I found that one legal move. I can only move 2 cards. What am I doing? Put those over there. That gives me the 3. Still, I could only move 2 cards. And then you've got... I can still only move 2 cards. Just try and sort that ace out. I can undo 1 move, which comes in handy at this point because you then have that. Again, so that move requires moving 4 cards. You only have enough free space to move 2. I just had a thought, so that those 2 are absolutely fine, which means they're fine as well. That takes care of that. That is a bit more like it. That 4 needs to stay by the looks of things. Let's put you over there for now. I've got rid of that. In that case, that move requires moving 4 cards. You only have enough free space to move 3. Put them there for now. We've got, where's the 3 of hearts? There's 3 diamonds, evens there. Of course, that move's not allowed. And then I'm just going to keep moving them about like it's ping pong. Aha! I just had a thought. Rather dangerous one, I know, but it's definitely worth just looking into it. That, now we're cooking. Now we're cooking on gas. And then we want to move done. And that takes care of that. The next thing I wanted to show you is we've got now Windows Media Player 9, which you can now just click on now playing. Got no music on there. Probably a good job anyway because of copyright issues. What I will do is just come up with something, just quickly come up with something random EJ wise. But you can also do the following, which this is all the logos that you get with Windows XP. There's one of the skins. Compact, and there's the 9 series default. That's what we've got there. That takes care of that. We can we can't download more skins at this point because the page cannot be displayed. But the next thing I wanted to show you at this point, is we've got an updated address book. Now this also reminds me of what you get with Windows XP, which is really rather interesting. So we've looked at Visual Studio 6, we've looked at some bits of Office as well. Click Gallery, Microsoft Works. All of these we've done. We've even come up with, I've even set up my own screensaver. Now, unfortunately, with the maze, we don't have any of the bitmaps that I usually use, which is why I then had to go for this. And unfortunately, this would be amongst the last of the systems that have OpenGL wallpapers, the very last being Windows ME. Not forgetting, with this version of Windows, this system came up just before Windows ME. It was RTM in 1999, this one was, whereas Windows ME was obviously 2000. As I said, this one RTM in 1999, released to manufacturing. So now we're just trying to find that smiley face. But as I say, unfortunately, I don't have any of the other wallpapers I like to use. Not with Windows 2000 anyway. So we'd have to make do with what we've got here. See a rat in the maze. Amazing. And then once we sort out this bit here, there's the smiley face. And then what we do at this point is we look at the appearance. That's standard. We can do classic as well if we desire. We've got extra large standard, and we've got large. Let's do just the normal one. There's the web there as well. This is what I've got this pic. That's how I got this picture. And then you've got that as well. Now, interestingly enough, there is another way that Windows 2000 and Windows ME have a way of telling you whether you've got a graphics driver or not. So if you haven't, it will show up as a light grey background, but if you do, it will come up blue. That's what I've got here. And it also did that with a particular theme in Windows 98 as well. It did that as well. And then you've got Outlook Express, which we will look at later. But I think we've managed to cover everything we've been able to. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.